What could move millions of people to leave their homes, walk across cities and villages, sleep on cold roads, endure pain, hunger, and exhaustion, and still keep going with tears in their eyes and prayers on their lips? What kind of faith is strong enough to turn ordinary roads into rivers of devotion? Stay with us till the end of this story, because what you are about to hear is not just about a place on a map. It is about a miracle that is still alive, still moving, and still calling people home. Every year, as December draws near, something powerful begins to unfold in Mexico. Roads fill with people instead of cars. Sidewalks turn into prayer paths. The air fills with hymns, whispered prayers, and the soft sound of rosary beads slipping through tired fingers. Some pilgrims walk barefoot. Some carry flowers. Others hold candles, wooden crosses, or photographs of loved ones they are praying for. With every step, one phrase rises again and again from the heart. Gracias, Madre. Thank you, Mother. This is the largest Catholic pilgrimage in the world, and it leads to one sacred place, the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico City. Every year, more than 10 million people make this journey, not for entertainment, not for tradition alone, but because something happened here that changed history, healed a wounded people, and continues to touch hearts nearly 5 centuries later. To understand why this pilgrimage exists, we must go back long before crowds and basilicas, to a time when Mexico was already deeply sacred. Before Catholicism arrived, this land was home to great civilizations. The Aztecs, the Mayans, and the Toltecs built cities that amazed the world. Their knowledge of the stars was advanced. Their calendars were precise. Their societies were ordered around belief and ritual. These were not people without faith. They lived in a world where the divine shaped daily life, but their spiritual world was heavy with fear and obligation. Many believed the gods demanded blood to keep the universe alive. Human sacrifice was seen as a duty, not a crime. Life was offered so the sun would rise again. This was a faith that required constant payment, spirituality shaped by fear of losing the world itself. Then came the arrival of the Spanish. Ships landed. Soldiers marched. Crosses followed swords. Missionaries arrived with the Catholic faith, believing they were bringing truth and light. But for the indigenous people, it felt like destruction. Temples were torn down. Sacred symbols were broken. Cultures were pushed aside. Faith became mixed with power, and belief became tangled with force. Many resisted, not because they rejected God, but because they had already believed for generations. Their world was collapsing, and trust was broken. It seemed impossible that peace could come from such pain. And then, something happened that no army could plan and no ruler could control. In the year 1531, on a hill called Tepeyac, a poor indigenous man named Juan Diego was walking when he heard beautiful music. It was gentle and full of peace. Suddenly, a woman appeared before him. She was radiant, yet humble, powerful, yet tender. She spoke to him not in Spanish, but in his own language, the language of his heart. She did not look like the Europeans. Her skin was brown. Her face reflected his people. She wore a cloak colored like the sky, decorated with stars. Her hands were folded in prayer, and she called him, "My little son." This was the Virgin Mary, but not as a distant queen or foreign symbol. She came as a mother who looked like the people, spoke like the people, and stood on their land. She did not come to conquer. She came to embrace. She asked Juan Diego to tell the bishop that a church should be built on that hill, a place where she could listen to her children and comfort them. Juan Diego obeyed, but he was not believed. He was poor. He had no status. He was dismissed. Still, she did not abandon him. She gave him a sign. On a cold winter hill, where nothing should bloom, flowers appeared. Juan Diego gathered them in his cloak, his tilma, and carried them to the bishop. When he opened it, the flowers fell to the ground, and on the cloth appeared her image, clear and perfect. That image changed everything. What followed cannot be explained by force or fear. In less than 10 years, more than 8 million indigenous people embraced the Catholic faith. Not because they were threatened, but because they believed that God had seen them, that heaven had spoken their language, that a mother had come to them with love instead of power. This is why the pilgrimage exists. Nearly 500 years later, people still walk to that hill, now the site of the Great Basilica. They come not to remember the past, but to meet a living presence. For them, the miracle did not end in 1531. It continues with every step taken in faith. Every year, pilgrims begin their journey from every corner of Mexico, from mountains and deserts, from small villages and large cities. Some walk for days, some for weeks. Some come barefoot. Some walk while carrying heavy crosses. Others kneel for the final stretch, offering pain as prayer. Many carry photos of loved ones who are sick, lost, or struggling. Each step becomes a silent conversation with heaven. Along the roads, something beautiful happens. Families set up tables with food and water. Strangers offer shelter. People pray together, sing together, and walk together. Communities pause their daily lives to serve those passing through. This is faith lived, not spoken. When pilgrims finally reach Mexico City, the streets overflow with people. The city does not resist them. It welcomes them. All paths lead to one place. The Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Inside the basilica hangs the tilma of Juan Diego, a simple cloth that should have decayed centuries ago. Yet it remains unchanged. Her eyes still gaze gently. Her hands are still folded. Her cloak still shines. Scientists have studied it. Historians have examined it. But pilgrims do not come for explanations. They come for her. When people stand before that image, something shifts inside. It feels as if she is looking at them alone, as if the crowd disappears. And in the silence of the heart, her words echo softly. Am I not here? I, who am your mother? Outside the basilica, the pilgrimage becomes a celebration of faith and culture. Music fills the air. Mariachi bands sing to the Virgin with joy and love. Families hold candles close to their hearts. Masses continue without pause. The scent of traditional food drifts through the air. People sing, dance, pray, and weep. When the celebration reaches its peak, the atmosphere becomes almost impossible to describe. It is solemn and joyful at the same time. Sacred and human. Faith is not hidden here. It is alive, loud, and full of color. But this pilgrimage is not only about emotion, it carries deep meaning. The image of Our Lady of Guadalupe speaks without words. She stands on the moon, a sign that old fears have been overcome. She is surrounded by light, showing that God's presence brings hope. She does not hold the child Jesus in her arms, because she is pointing beyond herself, leading hearts toward her Son. Her image is a silent message, preaching love, mercy, and dignity to every soul. This is why the Church calls her the Mother of the Americas. She is not only Mexico's mother, she belongs to the world. Every year, pilgrims come from far beyond Mexico, from the United States, from Central and South America, from Europe, Asia, and Africa. Churches across the world hold celebrations in her honor. People gather to pray, light candles, and offer flowers. Even those who cannot travel feel connected through prayer and devotion. Behind every pilgrim is a story. An elderly man who walked with crutches to say thank you for another year of life. A mother praying for her children. A young person searching for purpose. People arrive broken, tired, and uncertain. Many leave with peace they cannot explain. This is why the pilgrimage continues to grow. In a world full of division, noise, and fear, this journey offers something rare. A reminder that we are not forgotten. That love still walks among us. That faith still moves hearts. Being there changes you. You see a grandmother kneeling in the rain, praying with trembling hands. A father carrying his child on his shoulders, whispering prayers. A young person lighting a candle in silence, tears in their eyes. In the middle of millions, each person feels seen. This is not just a religious event. It is a living miracle. So when people ask where the largest Catholic pilgrimage in the world is, the answer is simple. It is in Mexico City at the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe. But the deeper answer is this. It lives in the hearts of millions who continue to walk, pray, believe. This pilgrimage reminds us that faith is not something locked in history. It is something that moves, heals, and gathers people together. It reminds us that love is stronger than fear, and that a mother's call can still bring the world to its knees. If you have ever felt lost, tired, or searching for something greater, this story is for you. Because the road to Guadalupe is not just a road in Mexico. It is a path of hope that continues to welcome every soul. Thank you for staying with us till the end of this journey. If this story touched your heart, support this work by liking, sharing, and subscribing, so we can continue bringing you powerful stories of faith, hope, and living miracles from around the world.